Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about how to glow from the inside out. And today I'm rounding up my top 5 favorite skincare products from numbuzin. Now, I have been slowly releasing my top 5 favorite from K-beauty brands like Torridon and Haru. So definitely hit subscribe. Come join our skincare community and check out the playlist with more top 5 picks. But today we are going to thumbs up this video and dive into my favorite top 5 products from numbuzin. Let's get started. Let's start with the numbuzin #1 Pureful Calming Herb Toner. Now, this is one that doesn't get as much love out there in the skincare wild, but here on this channel, you hear about this one a lot from me because it is really one of my favorite toners, like generally speaking, but also from numbuzin. This is such a really great, lightweight, easily layerable, hydrating toner that really dives in deep to the skin, really provides a lot of hydration, and it's particularly good if you do have sensitive skin, but you're also suffering with things like redness, inflammation, and acne, because not only does it hydrate the skin, it also has some great anti-inflammatory and soothing ingredients in it as well. So in the ingredients list, this toner is really made up of 39% of centella, 28% of heart leaf, as well as 25% of licorice root extract. Now, all three of these are amazing for calming inflammation, for calming sensitivity, irritation, and redness on the skin. They all have really great healing benefits to the skin. Some of them, including heart leaf, are antibacterial, which can be particularly good for folks who are suffering with breakouts, but it is a very minimal and very gentle formula as well. This toner does not contain any forms of drying alcohol, no fragrances, and no essential oils. And it does have this really nice, lightweight, very runny texture to it, and it actually absorbs in the skin really nicely and very deeply. And that can be very helpful for folks who are suffering with dehydration, because it's not like you don't just need hydration just like at the very top of your skin. You need it to dive in deep and get in there. And I feel like this is a toner that does that without weight, without thickness, and without stickiness. And so if you do like to do skin flooding or that 7 skin method and layer up your toner a couple of times to achieve maximum hydration, you can easily do that with this toner because it's not sticky, it's not tacky, it doesn't build up thick on the skin, but because it just absorbs into the skin so well and hydrates so deeply. It's just like really perfect for that type of method. But what I've noticed with using this toner long term, and now I've emptied so many bottles of this, I've totally lost count. Not only does it hydrate my skin and soothe dehydration, but it actually helps to reduce redness because of the anti-inflammatory extracts that are here in the toner. And I have noticed that it helps to take down some redness and swelling when I do have breakouts. This just kind of helps. Is it the main player in an anti-acne skincare routine? No, but it's beneficial. It helps to support the other actives that you might be using, especially if you're just looking to calm the redness around your pimples and not push your skin too far with many actives and, stripping your skin barrier by pushing it too far. This is gentle. It's skin barrier respective. It's very, very hydrating. It's perfect for any skin type because there's no stickiness and no tackiness. Let's talk about another toner from numbuzin. This is the #5 Vitamin Boosting Essential Toner. This is a hydrating toner. It definitely hydrates and plumps up the skin. It has a little bit of a thicker texture than the #1 toner does, but it has the benefits of an essence. It helps to really brighten up your skin complexion, and it also helps to address dark marks or hyperpigmentation left over from things like acne or even a dull or uneven skin tone. So some of the brightening actives in here include niacinamide. We have 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid, as well as ascorbic acid, arbutin, and hypofavraminoids water, which is also sometimes nicknamed as vitamin tree in K-beauty. Now, all of these ingredients have a strong brightening effect for the skin. We know niacinamide, goody, classic, right? But the 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid as well as ascorbic acid. So ascorbic acid, pure form of vitamin C, and then 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid is a little bit more of a stabilized form of vitamin C. It's a little bit gentler on the skin as well, and it's not as much of a diva. It's not going to oxidize on you. So we have 2 forms of vitamin C in here, as well as the vitamin tree water. Now, this is actually an ingredient. It is not like It has a high percentage of vitamin C in the vitamin tree extract itself. And so it does have a light brightening effect for the skin. It's not as intense as ascorbic acid or even 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid, but it is helping to bring just a little bit more of a brightness to the skin. They're also using arbutin, which is a really good brightening ingredient for the skin. It actually works a little bit differently on pigmentation than niacinamide does. And so it's actually really smart to pair the two, because oftentimes, especially with stubborn pigmentation, one ingredient only, even in super high percentages, is probably not going to address that fully. So it makes sense to have these like multi-active, multi-beneficial brightening ingredients that work at different pathways within the pigmentation of the skin. And that's exactly what this combination between the niacinamide, the vitamin C content, as well as the arbutin provide. They're also using glutathione, which is a strong antioxidant for the skin that also brings some brightening benefits as well. There are some peptides in this product as well, including arginine. We have matrixyl as well as matrixyl 3000. And so just like a really nice mix here of the peptides, the brightening ingredients, the antioxidants, as well as the hydrating ingredients too. So this has a really interesting jelly bouncy like texture. You can see it has a lot more body than the number one toner does. And you may think, ooh, is that going to feel kind of thick or sticky on my skin? But what's really interesting is it does have body, it does have plumpness, and that definitely like helps to plump out your skin and make it feel really bouncy. But it actually applies quite watery without stickiness or tackiness, and it doesn't like feel really heavy or thick. Sometimes gel toners just kind of build thick on your skin. This has been balanced out in a nice watery way. So you get the plumpness, right? You just don't get the thickness and the stickiness or the tackiness. So I love the hydration levels here. Definitely dives in deep into the skin, really gives a lot of that plumping hydration effect, long-lasting hydration on the skin. But I also like the brightening effects of this as well. And that's why I said it's kind of like a toner and an essence all in one. It's not as potent as a serum would. The concentration of actives in a serum product would be a little bit higher and a little bit more targeted, but this is actually really designed to be paired up with the number 5+ serum from this line that has a lot of those similar ingredients. But you don't have to do that, especially if you're just looking for some general brightening. Maybe your complexion is a little dull or uneven. Even like a week or two using this consistently, you will start to notice your skin is looking brighter, it's looking fresher, it's looking rejuvenated, and it is not dull or uneven. But for stubborn hyperpigmentation, this is a great booster type of product to add into your routine. So let's talk about a serum. This is the numbuzin number 5 Vitamin Concentrated Serum. And so as I mentioned, this is very similar to the toner, and it is great for some serious brightening and really targeting hyperpigmentation on the skin. So the ingredients here are pretty similar. We do have the niacinamide content as well as the glutathione, and we have multiple forms of vitamin C. They've added an additional form of vitamin C in this one, as well as arbutin, and they round out the serum with tranexamic acid as well as panthenol. And so that actually creates a really targeted, really potent brightening serum. Like I said, particularly good for stubborn hyperpigmentation, because all of these brightening actives work at the hyperpigmentation at different pathways and different levels. And as I mentioned before, that is really key if you have stubborn hyperpigmentation, not just general like evening out your complexion, but stubborn hyperpigmentation, melasma, or dark marks left after acne, sun damage. You do need multiple forms of actives. Just one at a really high percentage is likely not going to show you the types of results that you're seeking. You definitely want something a little bit more multi-layered, a little bit more sophisticated. And that's what I really admire about this serum. And I think that it does it really well and really smartly, because the way that everything works together and yet differently can actually give you some really good results very quickly. But they've also rounded it out with the panthenol, which is an amazing ingredient for hydrating the skin, plumping the skin. It's actually really good for your skin barrier as well. Not everybody knows that. Now, if you watch my channel, you know that because I'm always talking about it. But most folks just think about it as like a run-of-the-mill humectant, and it's not. It actually, yes, hydrates your skin. It has a little bit of a hydrating, plumping gel-like texture, and that's definitely translates to this serum texture, but it also helps to fortify the lipids within your skin, and that's what makes up your skin barrier. That's what fights dehydration. That's what actually helps to resist the acne bacteria, which could be leading to your hyperpigmentation, right? Less breakouts might mean less hyperpigmentation. That's definitely been the case for me and my skin. But it also just results in healthier, glowier types of skin too, if your skin barrier is strong and healthy. So it's a really smart formula overall with the ingredients here. So this has a gel-like texture, as I mentioned. That's the panthenol at play. And it does feel kind of medium weight on the skin. It's not the lightest formula out there, but it's not like heavy and moisturizing or greasy either. It's just like nicely hydrating, a nice medium gel texture. You know, if you let this dry on your skin completely, you might feel a little bit of tackiness at the surface. This is that type of serum that like you might notice that, but then you put your moisturizer on top of it and then the stickiness is gone, right? So it's really not that big of a deal, but I do tend to be very like detail oriented. So I do like to point that out when I notice those types of things. But I do think that most skin types will enjoy this because it's not really moisturizing, greasy, or oily. And especially if you're dealing with stubborn hyperpigmentation, this is one of the top ones that I recommend for helping to brighten up that type of issue on the skin, because you are going to see a lot of success, as I've mentioned a few times now, when you're using multiple actives like this formula does. You're more likely to see success than if you just focused in on one ingredient only. Now let's talk about the numbuzin number 9 NAD Plus Bio Lifting-sil Essence. I love the name of this. Now this is called an essence, and you can absolutely use it as an essence in your skincare routine. So that would be like, you know, wash your face, maybe use a hydrating toner. You can use this essence and then maybe an additional serum, you know, and so on and so on. I quite honestly like this like a serum. It definitely has a non-traditional essence-like texture. And so I actually personally like this more as a serum, and you can use it like that too, because, you know, numbuzin does this really interesting thing where they don't focus in on just one star ingredient. They do focus in on these great multi-layered types of formulas that can give you a lot of benefits regardless of the name, you know, of the product, essence, toner, what have you. We can already see how much flexibility we've had with a lot of the products so far. So NAD Plus, this is an ingredient that started to get a little bit of buzz, you know, late last year, earlier this year. And it's an interesting one because this ingredient actually helps to supply energy to all the cells in your body. But particularly when it comes to skincare, energizing the cells within your skin can actually be very beneficial for the well-aging process, because you probably hear this all the time, right? As you get older, right, your body's less efficient at all the stuff that keeps it youthful, right? You also know you can't like eat the way that you used to when you were younger. You have to exercise a lot more, right? It's all kind of related to your body becoming less efficient as you get older. And that's when the collagen production goes down, the production of the amino acids, the peptides, and all of that keeps our skin really youthful and rejuvenated. Those processes just start to slow down. So by supplying more energy to the cells that contribute to that process, we can actually help to keep our body optimal, or our skin optimal, by helping it to produce more of its own collagen, by stimulating more of the peptides and the natural hyaluronic acid and all of that good stuff that keeps our skin youthful. And that's what NAD Plus essentially, you know, when you boil it down, that's what it does for your skin. There's also a strong emphasis on antioxidants in this formula. Now, NAD Plus also acts as an antioxidant, but they've also included additional antioxidants like vitamin E, Q10, thiotic acid, vitamin C, and glutathione. Now, antioxidants are the unsung heroes of a well-aging skincare routine, in my personal opinion. Yes, they help with environmental stressors, and we're like, yeah, I kind of know what that is. And then you like actually think about it, you're like, well, what is that exactly? It's like the sun, it's like pollution, right? Yes, absolutely. But it's actually anything really in our environment that wears our skin's defenses down over time. And that can actually lead to inflammation within the skin. Now, inflammation is no good because inflammation can damage the collagen structure. And that's what leads to the fine lines, the loss of skin elasticity over time. So that's why, you know, they say that the sun ages you. Yes, UV damages damages your skin, but it actually causes the damaging inflammation that damages the collagen structure. And then all of these environmental aggressors can also contribute to that inflammatory process within the skin, and that equals damage within the skin. And that is going to not contribute to a well-aging journey, right? It's going to speed up the aging process. And then we come to the 50 peptides. You heard me, 50 peptides. It is so many peptides. And it is like just impossible for me to go through every single one of them. But there are a good amount of collagen stimulating peptides in here, peptides that address the signs of aging on the skin, tone, texture, skin elasticity, things that help with skin brightness, skin smoothness. But then there's also some of the Botox peptides, which are, not peptides that influence the structure of skin meaningfully. They can't really help with fine lines and wrinkles or collagen production, but they do actually help to give some pretty immediate visible results on the skin. They're temporary, but sometimes we are just kind of looking for that perk me up in the skin. And so these types of peptides can actually deliver that very nicely. We have a few different ones in here, but there are collagen stimulating peptides in here as well. And so it really is a really nice formula that kind of hits multiple levels of, as I've mentioned, the well-aging journey, and kind of like how the brightening, products in the number 5 line hit the pigmentation at different levels with the different actives. That's kind of what's happening here in this formula, but it's just more focused on skin elasticity, collagen production, well-aging, and skin rejuvenation. And y'all, this texture is wild in a good way, but you will see why I said I like this actually more like a serum product than like a traditional essence type of product, because it is thick. It's actually kind of like a creamy gel-like texture, and it has that almost cheese-like effect to the texture that's a little bit stringy. It's a lot of fun, but don't mistake that stringiness for stickiness or tackiness. It just has like a little entertaining kind of bouncy kind of cheese-like quality to it. That actually used to be a trend almost like 10 years ago now in K-beauty. It was called cheese cream, and it was like moisturizers that had this little bit of this like fun, playful type of stringy like texture. But this actually, it spreads on the skin really nicely. There is a touch of hydration to this, but it's actually quite creamy, very skin softening, very skin conditioning, very smoothing, and actually very plumping on the skin as well. It absorbs in really, really nicely, and there is a nice kind of like light to medium type of moisture that's left on top of your skin that feels very soothing, especially if you do have dry skin. So this is actually a product that I really fell in love with during the colder months, and one that I actually did start to put away during the warmer months for my combination skin that leans dry in the cold months and leans a little oily in the warm months. So that can kind of help you understand where the moisture levels are with this essence. It's maybe not going to be the best for all skin types, but for folks who are suffering with a little bit more dryness on your skin, you're going to really like what this brings. It also leaves your skin plump, glowing, bouncy, but dewy as well. So anybody kind of chasing that glass skin type of finish in your products, this will give you that. I also want to talk about another product from the number 9 line. This is the numbuzin NAD Bio Lifting-sil Full Face Mask. So this actually takes the beautiful benefits of the essence and actually soaks a firming sheet mask in that essence and gives you really amazing sculpted, firm results for your skin in like 30 minutes. It's actually a really amazing mask. And I'm definitely the type of person, like, if I'm doing a mask, whether it's a sheet mask, a wash off mask, a hydrogel mask, whatever type of mask it is, I want to see visible improvement when I take the mask off of my face, right? Like maybe you're the same. I don't just do it for self-care. Like I want to see something change. I usually reach for masks when I need like an emergency perk up. And that's what this mask delivers very, very nicely. So ingredients wise, it really is just the essence. So, we've got the antioxidant content, the NAD plus content, the peptide content in here. And we do have that milky, creamy, dewy, chewy kind of texture to this mask. It's a nice thick cotton mask. It actually has these like lifting fibers in it. And if you buy the pack of 4, so if you get an individual mask, you won't get the lifting band. But if you buy the box of 4, you do get the lifting band. And if you're looking to really sculpt and firm and lift your face, you want the lifting band. So you put the mask on and then you use this lifting band. It goes right under your chin and you really stretch it out. Oh, by the way, the mask itself, it actually has ear loops. So it actually tucks up under the chin. You lift it up and then you tuck it behind your ears, and that actually helps to hold the mask like really firm. Like if you have jowls or a weak like jawline, I actually do. So I actually really love this effect. So it really wraps right under the jawline, and then it actually, the way that it sculpts right behind the ears as well, it actually will sculpt like right here under your cheekbone as well. And then the lifting band just kind of like takes that up like 10 notches. So it actually also rests right under your chin. You pull it up, it actually really helps to firm that under jawline. And then it just kind of like, kind of wraps right on top of your head, and it is reusable. So don't throw it away after your first mask. It actually is reusable. And it just really enhances the benefits of the mask. What I like about this one, they do say that you can use it for 40 minutes. But I find that I get effects within like 25 minutes, quite honestly. I like that it's so much faster than hydrogel masks, but it has a really similar benefit. You know, the hydrogel mask, you know, they encourage you to sleep in it or use it up to 3 hours. And the benefits are very nice for most hydrogel masks. Like, I'm not knocking them. They can give you that really beautiful, very plump, very dewy, glossy looking skin, super hydrated, but it takes for freaking ever. And like I said, when I grab a mask, I want quick results. I don't always have 3 hours to dedicate to those types of results. Well, though that can be quick. You know what I'm saying. This is so much easier for me to use in my routine more regularly because it's like a regular sheet mask, but like the results are so much better than a regular sheet mask. So when you take it off, yes, your skin is dewy, it's chewy, it's plump, it's bouncy, it's gorgeous, just like the Essence. Although, you know, it's been sitting on your skin a little bit longer, so it does kind of amplify the glossy glass skin benefits of it. Your skin actually looks really refreshed as well. But if you want lifted skin, right? If you want to really sculpt your jaw, slim your jaw even, if you will, or really just define your cheekbones and really lift and tighten your skin quickly, this does it. Now, is it meaningfully tightening your skin long-term? When you use the Essence long-term, yes. But the face mask itself isn't going to do that. But if you're looking for fast results, temporary but fast results, and I'm not knocking temporary, I'm just being honest, right? Amazing if you're going to go to a special event, right? If you're going to have your photograph taken, if you just want that glass skin, you know what I mean? You just want to feel special that day. It really works so nicely. And anybody who ever just feels a little self-conscious about maybe your skin is a little loose right here, this is the type of mask that actually really helps to address that, get the lifting band for sure, but it will really help to tighten up the skin, and it lasts throughout the day in my personal experience too. So, and because it doesn't take so long, you could do it multiple times throughout the week too. It's a very gentle essence. So I'm curious, what brand should I do a top 5 from next? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love this video and you haven't hit subscribe yet, please hit subscribe, come join our skincare community, and don't forget to check out my playlist with other K-Beauty brand top 5 picks. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me today. And I just want to encourage you to keep shining your light. I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.